Alright, so in today's episode of Riding at Split Rock, I'm going to try and talk through it a little bit. At the risk of looking crazy to anybody who might see me. But right now we're just going to head towards the rock crusher. If you hold your hand out like this, I'm going to stop and show you. If you hold your hand out like this is kind of what Split Rock is. We're kind of like right here right now. We just parked. The rock crusher is down here by the R, so we're going to head down that way kind of through some trails, and then we'll head back up, and then we'll do around the Lost Lake Loop, which is around my thumb, and then we'll head back. So we're going to head east, then back west, and then it's not that much though. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Lots of junk and glass here. This has been, through the years, used as many different things. Obviously it was the quarries, and then it was the munitions factory, and then through this 50s, 60s, 70s, it's just a junk pile. Now down here you can actually go left or right. I'm going to show you something. This trail up here, if you think about this section, our fingers section, as we're looking right in through here, this whole area, there's like 3 tiers. It's almost like these 2 fingers are the highest, then there's a lower, and then a middle. So right now we're in the top tier, and you can see to get down all those. I sometimes do this, but this place beats your bike up, and I get flat tires on that. It feels like. I feel like that's where I've dented my rims. So anyway, that's if you go left, but we're going to go right. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm not going to show you what could have been. I'm just going to show you where we are, and you can come. So there's a trail that runs parallel to this trail. It's a little fun too. It's a little more in the woods, but this one is kind of like one of the main thoroughfares. I don't think this used to be a trolley line. I think the trolley line was over to our left. Fun drop there. And when I say drop, I mean a steep cliff. So up here, we're going to take a left onto what's a new trail called Third Tier. I don't know how much people have ridden it, but it kind of takes you out on the top of the cliff here. It hasn't been maintained very well, I'm not going to lie, this trail. It's kind of new from last season, I think. They call it Third Tier. But you get a really good sense of the 3 tiers here. I'm going to show you. See, we're up on top, and then down there is the second, and then way down there is the third. So it all depends on how you want to set your ride up. I like to come in on the top tier. There's a little bit of a tricky spot coming up. You can see that this trail is not very well. Oh shit, that's the tricky spot. I don't have enough speed. So I'm just gonna walk this one today. Last time I rode this, I'm gonna go the other way actually. There was tons of, this was cleared out. This is not very well cleared right now. So I came up on this a little unexpectedly, but usually I can ride this. Just need some good momentum to come up through, and then down through this section. Pretend we're riding. Can't get on my bike now. This is a little bit tricky here. A little steep step up, and then we're back at like one of the campsite areas. I feel like occasionally homeless people will live up here. Maybe it's just kids camping, I don't know. But like right here is definitely a spot where people camped. Yeah, I need to come through here. Cut some shit out. Definitely has not been maintained. That could be a fun trail if people rode it more. Alright, that was a flop. through. There's a, I don't know if you can see it, I'll show you. There's a fireplace there. See it in there? So it's really cool to come up here and explore the history, all the ruins and the different, the history of the place itself. I'm not sure where I am right now, to be honest with you. Huh. Okay. So now I'm in one of the quarries. Over 100 years ago, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, a bunch of different families, mostly Irish, owned these quarries. And there's several little ones, different ones as we go. This is one, I'm sure, on a map. You can look it up and cross-reference. I'm not sure which family owned it. It's cool. There was a general store over by Kings Park. There's still one of the original stone houses. Alright, we're going to take a trail right now that is called, I always call First Blood, like Rambo, but I guess it's Fresh Blood. Just a little loop, it'll take us right back to that quarry. We're kind of riding in the woods between two quarries right now, to be honest with you. Ooh. This is well ridden, you can tell. Man, something's going on with my wrist and my finger. It's like might be carpal tunnel or something. I wonder if it's from riding. Steep hill here. Get up to the top. Now up here there's some fun little, to the left you can see there's some little down chutes. And they're pretty doable. Not too difficult. There's a lot of sketchy shit in here. You definitely get turned around and lost pretty easily. Not a huge area though, so it's not like you're lost in the middle of the wilderness, but you end up backtracking. Although I do pretty well now. I ride here quite often. So now we've kind of backtracked. You can go to the left into one of the little quarries. I like this little trail here, although it looks a little overgrown today. This is all raw trail. This is all maintained by people that want to ride them. There's no state government coming back here, town cleaning out trails. It's kind of what's cool, but it does take a little bit of work. Come back here with my weed whacker. Tiny bit off camera there. A little downhill on that sharp left and back up. So get in a lower gear. Crank it. Okay. You go right there. I forget what that takes you to, honestly. Pretty much always go left. What's crazy is I remember the first couple times I rode here, there's no way I would have ridden that. And now it's just on my loop. So up here, sharp left, and then a step up that you have to be ready for. So you can't come cruising. Just boom. Alright, now we're right back. I'll show you. The quarry we started in. I always make that wrong turn. But here we are right back to that original quarry. And we entered the trail right there. But we're gonna go keep heading towards the stone crusher, which back in the quarry days, I think crushed up rock and sent it over to Solvay in the lake. I know that a ton of the rock used in the Erie Canal, the bridges, and the aqueducts were quarried here. I don't know if that's a word. Alright, so you got like a triple here. If you go left, you cut over towards the trolley. If you go straight, there's some, it'll bend you right back over here to, if you go left, there's some little drops. I like to go straight here. A little bit of a, let's get you down a little. See, very rocky. Beat your bike up like crazy. Riding that, where was that, Dryer Road on Monday. Not anything like this that can really, I believe here I got dents, scratches. You know what? I love it. It's my favorite place. Alright, I believe this is where they call Strawberry Fields up here. Coming up to the right. And we're gonna go up. Big hole at the top of this that you gotta avoid. And then there's a little hill going down. And a sharp right. But that's kind of fun. And then, shit, we're gonna go left. Go. Still up on the top here. Beautiful morning. Now, I guess there's one more level above us, but there are no trails up there. I don't think. This section down here, you gotta watch out for. Everywhere there's metal pipes and stuff shooting out of the ground. They've done a good job of coloring them, but they only shoot out for an inch. Oh shit, how did I miss? I'm splashing. I'm way farther than I thought. Oh well. Oh, I should have gone right. That's why. At the bottom of that steep hill. So, we just passed the rock crusher. Now we're heading up towards the eastern quarries. Trail called Upper Shotgun and then Lower Shotgun, and we'll bypass some of the quarry rides. This is what we call the P spot here, because that's a dead end trail, but it looks like it's something. Right here. So this is Upper Shotgun. This is all public land. I think it's county. And so this is not as well maintained as the private area is, which is back by the parking lot. We'll get back there. This is a fun little loop. Upper Shotgun. So out here you can hear the rocks hitting against my frame. Got mastic tape all over. Pull over here so you can get a view of what I'm looking at. So, this is another one of the quarries. Okay, we just came in over there on top. We're gonna go back there. But if we went that way, there's another smaller quarry that'll bring us out over there, but it's a lot of flat rock, and if you really want to see it, I think I did on some of my other videos. All four of you watching. Looks like somebody had a little bonfire here recently, which is totally, but look at this little, right here. Some of the guys ride down that, and I think it's doable, right there. Some guys go across it, but not yet. I always say that I'm going to try and do some of my bucket list stuff, but wait until the end of the season. Alright, let's go do lower shotgun. This is a cool little section where momentum is your friend. It's kind of chunky. Not right here, you'll see when I get up here. This right here, coming up. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Sometimes you try those things that you don't expect it to do. Alright, let's go down to the bottom of the crusher. There's more trails off to my right. Right there. So, really tough hill in there. Probably the steepest hill. And then there's another one they call the goat trail. It's like all off camber on loose rock. And then there's one that I take that I call for Pete's sake, because Pete made it. And it's a little bit more, a little doable for me, obviously, because that's one I take. But the big steep one they call Cannabis is on my bucket list for sure. Right here, I did it so hard the other day. 2 weeks ago. Always in the dumbest little places. Alright, up here on the left is that rock crusher. It's kind of cool. Looks like it's about 4 stories tall, I'd say. All kinds of cool tunnels in there and stuff. I'd love to make a trail in there, but back in, like 1910 maybe, 1917, I forget, but after it was a quarry, it turned into a munitions factory for World War I, and they were making, like, just imagine there were tons of houses out there. Not big houses, they were like little government houses, little shacks. But 2,000 people lived back here. All kinds of buildings. Like up here, on that side of the rock crusher was a big wooden building. You can see that online, pictures of it. There were all kinds of cars parked out here, roads. And now, 120 years later, this is what we got. And over there through those woods on the other side is one of the trolleys. Also right here, I believe, is where one of the trains will go right up the valley. We're going to kind of take that trail, sort of. But anyway, this is all the county land, I think. I'm really not sure. But I know it's not private, it's public. But unfortunately, kids love it here. I don't mind that, but they should bring their garbage out, you know? You can bring 40 pounds of beer in and can't bring out 10 pounds of empties. It's bullshit. Alright, up that way would have been the trolley. We're going to catch right back up to that. I don't know if there was a trolley or a full-fledged train. This is it right here. You can see it's very clear. This is where I want to say maybe like almost like mining cars. They had buckets that went overhead all the way down to Soliday. But this was the path they would have taken right here. So we're getting a little bit back towards the west, towards the middle, towards the private land. But yeah, all this was a quarry. There's some fun hills off to the left. Alright. A little bit of a climb here. It's usually not too big of a deal on my bike. On a normal, it's much difficult. So yeah. So what's cool is, I'm going to show you. We just came right up through the valley down there. That's where the train trolley thing would have been. We entered, I don't know if you can see those cliffs over there. We were on top of those cliffs across and over this way, there are some big old staircases that go down there. They're kind of historical. It makes you wonder what was down there in that area. What was down there? Building. But we're gonna head over to the main Auburn trolley line and then hit some trails off of that. We're getting much closer to the down there. But it's also a great little main thoroughfare where a bunch of trails pop off. One of my favorites, Twin Terrace. I don't know what the name of this trail is. We're gonna come up to, there are all these little bookmark spots for me. Things that I remember riding for the first time. And so they're kind of important. And one's called, what do they call it? Two-step. And I remember when I finally did it, just like about everything I've been scared to do, I was like, that was not hard. What was I worried about? Seriously, like everything I've been afraid of doing so far, after I do it, I'm like, damn, that was stupid to be afraid of that. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, 2 steps coming right up. I'm going to go right, left, and then pop down it. There's another 2-step. That first one I showed you in the very beginning of the video when I was showing you the levels. That's a 2-step on steroids. Alright, so right here we're going to go right, pop down, and then straight pop down. This is the one that right there used to make me really nervous. Now, I don't know how this trail is going to be. But we're going to try hitting the gate. Getting up in there is a pain in the ass, I'm not going to lie. Steep, quick little pop. Didn't get it. Oof. It is very overgrown. Hard to see the trail. Oh Jesus, helicopter. Nobody's chasing me. Oh boy. Oh shit. You know, there's a first time for everything. So my bike's alright. Ouch. Fuck. Got my hand good. Oh, that's what surfing for. Alright, let's get back to it. Alright, that sucked. Something doesn't feel right. Definitely knocked my headset off. Alright. That's crazy. Let's see if I can fix the outside. line that meets up with it. I think we'll go right. Not talking as much because I'm just feeling my bike out. Oh, fucking A. I knew that was coming too. Alright. Alright, here's where the private property starts. Picnic. Foundations. I think we're going to come up soon, actually. Maybe that's a different trail. tree down. Okay. Back out, go straight where we went left.